All right, Panther fans. So the best thing about yesterday was I didn't. All I had to do for the recap was I reused the same thumbnail that was Panthers 6, Jets 1, and I just scribbled out Jets and wrote Red Wings. Stu's got his victory cigar. We're gonna take up a GoFundMe for him any day now because that's 10 in a row. Stu, how you doing, bud?
Awesome.
Yep.
10 in a row. And it's just, we're just doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it a lot of different ways.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Man, we look good. We didn't look so great in the first period, but Knight came through big time. And I think obviously, that's a confidence issue for him and for the rest of the team.
Absolutely.
And then we just took control.
Yeah.
Those two goals were like a minute and 40 seconds apart.
Right.
What can you say, man? 10 in a row. Can they make it to, the I think the record was 12 games.
Yeah, the record was 12, and then Gallant got fired the next season. Now, if we get to 13, the way the games are stacked up, if we get to 13, that no matter what anybody else does, that's going to clinch the conference for us because that 13.
Well, we got the Islanders Tuesday.
Right.
Do we have another game in between that and
we played the
Saturday?
Red Wings. We played the Red Wings again.
Okay.
Right. So Islanders, Red Wings, and then you beat Toronto, and the conference is clinched no matter. And look, that could happen beforehand. You know what I mean? If Toronto loses, I think even if they lose a point, but I know if they lose on Tuesday, they play Tampa. So if Tampa beats Toronto Tuesday and we beat the Islanders and we beat Detroit, by the time we play Toronto, won't matter. We'll have the conference sewn up. End of discussion. So
we just need 3 wins to get to 120.
Yeah.
It's my magic number.
Yep. We'll keep playing like this. Can we get to 130? If we win them all, how many we got? We got 7 games left. And we got how many points? 106?
14.
114? So no, we can't.
So let's say we win 5 out of 7. All right, let's say 6 out of 7. That's 12 points.
Yeah.
So that would be what?
126? Yeah.
We win 7 out of, no. What do we got? 7 games left?
We got 7 games left. Yeah.
All right. So we win 5. That's 10 points.
Yeah.
It's 124 points.
That's crazy.
More than I expected.
What's crazy is that might not even get the President's Cup.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably any other year. Well, you never know.
Yeah.
I would be curious to see who Colorado is playing, but
right.
They're
on a roll too, right?
The way it should be is a Colorado Panther final.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. We've both been dominant all year.
Right.
The thing with us is we didn't really, we had a couple of games there where we lost first place. And then we got it back, and we've been rolling, since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have the best record in the league or Colorado's got it.
One of the two, right.
Doesn't matter. This is a magical season.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun.
I know.
Even Dave Reese said, or they said it last night, Butchergrass, I think, on the broadcast said, and he's one of the only guy, I think Mike Kelly also on the NHL Network, but Butchergrass was like the one guy that predicted the Panthers to win the Cup this year out of all the major sports,
right?
Analysts, commentators, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But they're a lot of fun to watch. 6 goals.
I know. And well, at least we didn't have 2 called back today. You know what I mean? And ESPN they were praising us all night long. No doubt about that. They were really, even though we weren't, for our eyes, probably weren't happy with all the passing, but they were very impressed with the crisp passing on the 5-forward power play.
How do you not praise us?
Right.
10 in a row. We got they even, they used the word juggernaut at the end. That's what we are.
Yeah.
And again, The goaltending has
Yeah.
to be there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and the defense has played better, much better.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that because we've made plenty of comments about what we thought the problem was, and some things either they figured it out of their own or they got coached differently because
They watched our video.
well, what literally has happened if we watch the games over again, I believe that Uyghur is playing the Forsling role and Forsling is playing the Uyghur role now because Uyghur is nowhere near as involved in the offensive end of things as he's been, and Forsling is now jumping up in on the play and scoring goals.
I would love to see that pair stay together.
Yeah, I know. I agree there. I that's not a knock on anything. That's just if that pair is really working now.
And they cooked last year. The only thing is that Uyghur moves down to the second pair because you're not gonna unless you put Ekblad on the second pair and he's the superstar.
I mean, at that point you've got two top pairs, right? I mean, who you're gonna put? You're gonna put. I don't know who you'd put with Ekblad. You know what I mean? You could put anybody with him. But
how about Ekblad? Oh, they're both righties. See, we got too many righties.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Ekblad and Gudis together.
Oh my god. That might be a bit much for my blood. That might be right. Gudis would have to really stay back on that end. But no, it's good to see. And then also we talked about the depth scoring. I mean, we had 6 goals yesterday. Huberdeau didn't even get a point. And that is just third line.
That is just such a bummer too. Not only, he's 2 points behind McDavid for the Ross Trophy,
right,
and obviously the Hart Trophy, but 13 game streak, man. I was really hoping he was going to break Hoffman's 17 game streak, but it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
I'm sure he's bummed, but I don't think he's really upset as long as the team still, keeps winning.
Yeah. They had him out there a little bit towards the end to try to get something to happen.
Yeah.
But
think about out of the 6 goals, 4 of them were scored by the third line.
Yeah.
Lundell had 2, Ryan had 1, and
did Marchman get one yesterday?
No, Marchman got an assist. So
Marchman got it. Yeah, it was points. Yeah,
maybe 3 out of 6 goals.
Yeah, because
the fourth line had 1. Mammon scored 1.
Yeah, and that's it's good to see him warming up. Absolutely. I wish that they would give us a little bit of update on Lomberg, but because that's
he might have re-injured himself.
Right. That's a concern.
Yes, it is.
Because if he's not going to be able to go in the playoffs, then we need to bring somebody up and give him a few games because then they'll be if Mammon is in, and Lomberg is hurt and Achari is hurt, you can't have your first man up be Joe Thornton. I'm not feeling great about that. You're not going to get the same energy, So I'd like to see one of these kids get up and make the playoff roster. If Lomberg can't go, if
I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you.
Right. Well,
I don't think they're going to put a kid with no regular season games in that pressure situation. It will be Thornton.
Yeah.
And you know what? He didn't play bad the last few games.
No, he didn't play bad.
And he's been in, the playoffs before. He knows what it takes. Got the experience. So
right.
I'd rather have him in than like a Denisenko Heponiemi.
Okay.
That's just
Well, I'm just going by if Lomberg's hurt, if Lomberg and Achari start the playoffs on IR, we're gonna have to bring somebody up because just at a numbers, that's all we got left is Joe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, again, the roster expands.
Right. So, and that's kind of been my idea of getting the cushion and winning the conference, just so that if we're going to bring up anybody for the playoffs, we can, get them in the last 4 or 5 games, or at least the last 3, like you said, get them on the ice a little bit. But other than that, geez, we just keep rolling. And, Lundell just, I mean, somehow he just keeps getting better and better and better. And the swagger he's got, if you would, I think it was the first goal, he gets this little grin on his face, like yeah, I know I'm bad, I know it, and that is going to pay off when this kid matures into his man body, so to speak, in the 3 or 4 years. He's going to be unstoppable, I think. I think I said it last night on the stream. I think when it's all said and done, if we keep Lundell as a Panther for life the way we're going to keep Barkov, I think Lundell will surpass Barkov. That's
He's, like Barkov, and I said it when we drafted him, the kid's got such great hockey IQ.
right.
I love that between the legs backhand pass on
Oh
the
yeah,
shorty.
from Barkov.
He must have been calling for it. I mean, he had to be
Right.
calling for it.
Right.
But
That
the
was
presence of,
beautiful.
and Barkov was getting hooked.
Yeah, yeah,
He's got that big body to protect the puck. It's just great. It's beauty. And of course, he makes a perfect pass to Duclair for the one
oh
timer.
man, there
I
was
mean,
like
that's it. That's
yeah,
it. That's it. That he doesn't score every time, but
right. No, I
that's
mean
just he's deadly shot.
yeah, yeah. That pass went through three defensemen. It went through three guys were basically right there, and could have easily gotten a stick on that pass, and it makes it all the way through. And then the one who made that pass that they showed, was it Uyghur that made it?
Uyghur,
Yeah. That was like a
the
two
pass to
line.
Marchment
Yeah. I mean, it was a two line right on the tape, and we
on the
didn't
tape.
get the goal, um,
Where
but
we? Oh, I thought we did.
not on
I
that
thought that
one.
was the play where Marchment saucered it to Reinhardt.
No, this was a different play where Uyghur made a two line pass, and whoever it was to actually took the shot and didn't get a goal. But we may be talking about different separate plays.
All right. Well, we got to talk about one thing
Yeah.
and I don't mean to be negative.
Okay.
Um,
It wouldn't be.
quick mention for Higgy taking another stupid offensive zone penalty, but let's talk about Knight
Okay.
and his continuation of stick handling and trying to clear it and whatnot.
Right.
2 times he had defensemen right next to him.
Right. Yeah.
All he had to do was just
Not touch the puck.
leave the puck alone and get back in the net. The one time he tried to clear it, it went off Uyghur's stick.
Right.
Uyghur, I don't know whether he tried to, deflect it or whatever, but
Right.
it went right on Detroit's stick, and he's lucky he got back in and made the save.
Yep.
But again, that's a careless, stupid play.
Yeah.
The thing that pissed me off is, the two times where, he tried to shoot it, and the defenseman was literally standing right next to him.
Right. Yeah.
He can't do that.
I know.
Got lucky.
Yeah. But what's amazing, I think he's only given up one. We keep saying it's going to cost us, and it will. But so far, I think only one time the one time he didn't get back, the guy hit the side of the net. And
it was just spectacular save that he made on recovery.
Right. I mean,
he played great. He played great again yesterday.
Yeah.
So Bob does his thing. We know we got Knight back.
Yeah.
He's playing with that same cool confidence that he played with before he had his stretch of mediocrity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's
thought the power play, the penalty kill was good.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that Bennett Huberdeau Giroux line is so good, but they're so unselfish. They're just many times where either one of them, Bennett takes the shot, but Giroux and Huberdeau, they're trying to pass off to each other and let the other one get the goal. I mean, Giroux had one instance. He's a right-handed shot, and he's basically coming down the middle.
Right.
He should take the shot and just try and roof it.
Right.
But try to pass it to Huberdeau, and it got intercepted. And I think Huberdeau did the same thing. Yeah. I'm so bummed that Huberdeau didn't get a point yesterday. not so much a goal, just an assist.
Right, right. I wonder if the fact that Huberto's chasing those trophies, I wonder if that's having anything to do with Drew. Like in the playoffs, if Drew would just take the shot, where versus
Maybe.
now he's just trying to see if you can help Hubie get a goal.
Good point.
That might, like we've said, everything's going to change come playoffs. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And you know, the five forwards in the power play it's working out. I'm still not a huge fan of how spread out they are. But we're getting these goals, and and Reinhardt had another one. I don't know if it was on the power play or not, but like you mentioned, his hand-eye coordination is just insane. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen guys get
Yep.
lucky, but we purposefully can just send a puck wherever in his vicinity, and as long as it's not high, he's going to deflect it, and it goes into the net.
Yeah, the one thing with the five forwards, and really it could be even if a defenseman was out there. In my opinion, the way to beat the power play is to not let the other team get in the zone and set it up.
Right.
If you disrupt them at the blue line, chances are they're not going to score. It's when they get, and it's any good power play unit, any team.
Right.
Carolina, Toronto, Colorado. It's you got a lot of talent out there. You move the puck real quick.
Right.
And somebody's not going to be able to react quick enough, whether it be the goalie going back side to side,
right,
or a defenseman. But getting in the zone, and I notice a lot of times they're all expecting Barkov to carry it in and dump it off to Huberto. That's the patented play.
Right.
But Reinhardt seems to be taking a lot of those. The quarterback role.
Yeah, he seems to kind of be bringing it in and then dumping it off to Huberto over there to the side, and then Reinhardt parks himself in front of the net or in that that Braden Point area, and then Duclair goes over to the other side.
I would just like to see them shoot more. That's all.
Yeah, no disagreement there. But we'll see. Maybe they're setting them up. Maybe they're setting up their first playoff opponent, which is likely to be. I didn't see the results last night, but we still don't. I don't think we're going to know, and this is going to kind of affect us, unfortunately, because we're trying to set up this thing with Billy and Randy to do the playoff preview. Pittsburgh and Washington can't figure themselves out, and we may not know who we're playing until the last day of the season. So, yeah, because they just keep,
I think we're supposed to have like a couple of games before the playoffs start. I mean, a couple of days off.
Yeah, a couple.
So, anyway, it doesn't matter who we play. We just have to, we have to win that first round. Would I like to see, a 4-1, and not have it go 6 games?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can't even think about having a 7-game series until, maybe either the conference finals.
Right.
I just want us to dominate this year.
Right.
So there's no doubt.
Right.
We get to a 7-game, either team can win. It's one game.
Right.
But if we take a series 4-1, that's domination.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Even 4-2, but
yeah, especially the first round. I don't think I'm ready to set up and deal with a round 1 game 7. Just my heart just can't. Just please.
And that's another thing is, more expending of energy.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. The emotional energy there. These guys, that's been their hump, is they can't get out of the first round. So hopefully, like you said, we can ease out of it a little bit and not have to sit there game 7, God forbid, overtime in game 7. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'll be dead on my couch if that doesn't work out. I mean,
we shot. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I've had enough of game 6s and game 7s and series ending overtimes. If you catch,
we shot ourselves in the foot during that Islander series. We could have won the series and not even have it go to where it went.
Right.
Don't forget, Barkov had a penalty shot.
Yeah.
He scores on that.
Mm-hmm.
We go on to win the game.
Right. Yeah. But I was thinking about that yesterday, actually. I mean, in a sense, how you when you talk about how teams like have struggled and then they've gone on to win a cup, where they've made the playoffs, and it hasn't felt that way for us. But the reality is this, I mean, if you count the play-ins, this will be Barkov and Huberto's fourth time together,
Yeah.
because we had the first Islander series, and then we had the second one, and then we had last year. So this would be
Yeah,
their
the Jersey series too.
well, they weren't. Did we have was Barkov and Huberto here for the New Jersey series?
Think so. Hold on.
That was I'm not so sure. It might have been Huberto's rookies. I don't know. Look it up. Maybe one of them was here. But I'm not so. I think maybe Huberto was here. Maybe that was his rookie season. We'll get that information. Let's see.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah. The point is that they've definitely had their woes in the playoffs, so they certainly know what losing in the playoffs feels like.
So he was here 2012, 2013 series.
Okay, so Huberto, right? But not Barkov.
Barkov came after him.
Barkov came after. Okay, so then that's what I was thinking. So so then Huberto's even had more. You know what I mean? He had more time to hang his head over the side of the boards with his face in his hands. he's definitely seen enough. You know what I mean? And now that you bring that Devils series up, that Huberto was here for that really makes sense with his frustration in the playoffs, because he's really been through it. You know what I mean? This would be his fifth time. That's
now. I'm not saying anything, but I'm going to say it anyway.
And we're not saying nothing.
10 in a row now at the end of the season, my biggest worry. I mean, we're peaking right now.
I disagree.
You don't think we're peaking?
No, other than these last two games, there's a handful of games we easily could have lost because of the comebacks. I mean, this 10 in a row includes all those comebacks.
Right. Okay. All right. I just, you see where I'm getting.
I think what we're doing, I think the only thing we've done right now is figure out the defense. I think that's really, I mean, we're offensively, we're doing the same thing. We're coming in waves and then we're playing responsibly. The difference these last couple, I mean, look, the last two games, the frustration is we blew the shutout in the third period. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. But I don't see it that way, because I think the biggest thing is that whatever we figured out with Uyghur and Forsling is working, right? I mean, that is just since the 3-goal period against the Sabres. I've been adding it up because that's what I've been bitching about. We haven't had one period since that period that we've given up more than one goal in a period.
And I'm telling you, if Bruno's smart, he keeps them together.
I know. I hope so.
The only thing is, and I think then it automatically goes Sherratt and Ekblad.
Right.
I mean, it's easy Ekblad coming back and playing with Uyghur because he's done that. That's his boy.
Right.
But to keep Uyghur and Forsling together, that means Ekblad has a new lineman. Now, granted, Ekblad's practicing soon.
Right.
I don't know where he's at in his, recovery, but when he's back to practicing, at full speed, so to speak.
I think we're going to need to see that soon here. I think this week, if we don't see him practicing, we may start having to think about him not being ready for that first round matchup, because it's 2 weeks. It is what it is. It's 2 weeks. So I don't think he's going to just be ready. If he's not ready to practice now, that means he's just going to start practicing next week. And I don't know if 1 week of practice is gonna do it. You know what I mean? So I think this week, if we got,
I'll have to ask George what's going on.
Yeah, because they've been silent about it, which makes sense. So we'll see. We don't want to rush him back. right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel completely confident. If he had to miss the first round, I feel confident with the guys that we have, that we can, we can take care of business.
Yep.
You start talking about, Toronto, Tampa, Carolina, Colorado, then we need him out there. So if those, one series is usually a week and a half, 2 weeks, if that's going to make the difference, just let him sit down. We got you. We got you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at because I asked a question about, or I should say that I posted something that said, do you remember at the beginning of the year, we had such a horrible record on the road? Everybody forgot about that quickly. We've been dynamite on the road and insane at home. So this Floridian trash kind of helped me out. He goes, we were 500 on the road in the first month and a half. It was bad. And now 22, 9-6 away this season, which is about 60%, but points wise, it's 75% of the away games with at least a point.
Wow.
However, that's with the awful start. So let's look at the last 3 months since January 17th. We're 17, 5-1.
Whew.
So in the last 3 months, 75% win, 78% with a point.
That's crazy.
Pretty impressive.
That's good. That's good.
That's really good.
That's
That
really
means,
good.
we go into wherever
Right.
and, you got 2 games there, you steal 1,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe 2.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Look.
The big
Yeah.
thing is winning the first 2 games and just
Right. Right. Yeah.
putting the other team in a hole.
Yeah. I mean, the optimal. I mean, obviously everybody wants to sweep, but usually sweeps are tough. Sweeps are tough. These are proud teams. You win your
Yep.
first 2, you split it on the road, and then you finish things up in game 5 at home. Round 1, that's we might be getting greedy there, but we like Stu said, nothing to do. We want nothing to do with game 6, game 7, the first round. We should not struggle that much. We should, you know what I mean?
Team comes out to play
Right.
on the opening whistle. Instead of that, we're asleep for the first 5 minutes or so.
Right.
And we'll win.
Yep. And the goaltending now, I mean, the only thing, like I said, the only thing we haven't seen is Bobrovsky play the 4 and the 5 and the 6 games without a break from Spencer Knight. And I would just love, there's a couple, I wish, because I can't, I wish some of these questions would be asked by our, our media guys. Are we going to, what's the plan when we clinch the conference? Are we going to rest guys?
I don't think
Well,
Bruno would tell. I don't think he would tell us.
Oh, you don't think he would? You don't think he'd answer the question?
No, it's like lower, upper and lower body injuries.
I see.
Why would he tell the other team his strategy?
Well,
that's just my opinion.
I mean, once we clinch the conference, it doesn't. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But
you mean in the regular season?
Yeah, in the regular season, once we clinch the conference.
Think obviously Bob wants to get his games in, but
right.
I don't see any problem with them switching off.
Right.
Bob's got to just step up. He knows it. We know it. And everybody else knows it.
Right.
If Bob plays like Vezina Bob, we're going to win the cup.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the defense, the defense doesn't make mistakes like leaving a guy all alone in front. And looks like in the last 2-3 games, they've been doing a better job. I noticed yesterday, Forsling was all over some guy.
Yeah.
In the crease.
Yep.
Excuse me. I know I didn't see, 2 or 3 players puck watching and going in the corner and obviously missing some guy in front.
Right.
Like if we play Toronto, and I forgot what team it was the other night was playing Toronto. There was a guy all over Austin Matthews.
Right.
Like wherever Matthews went, this guy went.
Yeah.
We got to do that with Tavares.
Yeah.
Not saying we're going to play Toronto. I just have a feeling eventually we're going to be playing Toronto.
Well, yeah, it would have to be round two. It would have to be.
Well, right now it's Toronto and Tampa.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Toronto take Tampa.
No, I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. And then that would be
Tampa's the champs.
right.
Gotta always think about how deadly they are.
Right.
But they ain't winning it this year.
No, I don't think they're getting 3 in a row. So.
I think, if it gets down to Panthers Tampa matchup, we have so much freaking bent up
yeah,
revenge mentality.
Right.
I mean, we want to beat them bad.
Yeah, I mean,
after what happened last year,
right? And that's why I'd like to see Toronto beat them.
Right.
Just because of how physical a Panthers Lightning series would be, and then we still got to play 2 more series. And those series we'd have to play probably, they're going to be against either the Rangers or the Canes, most likely. So tough series. And, you want it as, not saying Toronto would be an easy series, but it wouldn't be the physical, you know what I mean? There's not going to be bone crushing hits. It's going to be 8-7 every night.
Probably. The scrums were ugly last year.
Yeah. Guys get hurt doing that. You get, we only see what happens on camera. You know what
happened to Achari? That was a freak injury, but it happened during a scrum.
Yeah, in the preseason.
It wasn't behind the net. It was in center ice or wherever it was.
Yeah.
But it had to do with, 2 players going at it and
right. Yeah.
So, Achari trying to break it up. But
yeah. So, all right, we're good. This was good.
I mean, what else can we talk about? I mean, the train's rolling along.
The train is rolling.
Exactly. And we got the Islanders tomorrow at the Island. Again, I keep going into all of these games thinking we're eventually going to lose one. The team that we're playing, especially a team that's not in the playoffs, that have nothing to lose other than being a spoiler or just taking us down.
Right.
Got to be going into these games. Now, Detroit lost the night before to the Rangers 4-0.
Right.
And did you see a lot of fatigue with them? I didn't.
I didn't really see a lot of. I mean, the second period was pretty.
I didn't see fatigue. What I saw was, being demoralized.
Right. Yeah. Mentally.
After we got those, those 2 goals were bang bang. Yeah. Again, 1 minute and 32 seconds apart.
Yeah. Now
after coming out really strong and Knight making at least 4 goal-saving saves, maybe 5.
Right. No, there's no doubt the first period goaltending has been key. No doubt.
The difference between us and let's say a Detroit is we've come back so many times. Like, it doesn't matter how many times we miss. We usually, there was one period there when we got the 3rd and 4th goal. I was saying to you, here's the wave.
Right.
They can't, it seems like no team can stop the wave when they turn up that amp.
Right.
And they're just, and going at full speed.
Well, because look at what we can put out there. Okay. I mean, our second line is just about any other team. There's maybe 3.
It's a first line. It's line. It's 1A and 1B.
Right. But I mean,
that's how we're going to win the cup, Eric.
Right. And then the third line. That's the point. That's by the time you get to the third line, I mean, that's a second line.
That's why we're going to win the cup.
Right.
And I'm not even saying if. That's how we're going to win. We have so much depth. Even the fourth line you could throw out there and not be embarrassed,
Look, we talked about this on this stream yesterday. Somebody brought up Stephen Weiss. And I asked the question, would Stephen Weiss even make this team? And
what did I answer right away?
Unanimous, no. And I'm thinking, what about first guy off the bench? And it was like, maybe, you know what I mean? So
not even a maybe compared to the players we have now.
Compared to the players we have now, Stephen Weiss wouldn't even make the team. And that shows you how far we've come.
Case in point,
Yeah.
Ryan Lombard.
Right.
He played on the first line.
Yeah. And scored.
He didn't embarrass himself. He played good.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
No. So,
By the way, Frankie Vitrano scored again in that 4-0 Detroit game.
Okay. Okay.
So
Well,
he's doing pretty good with the Rangers. But you said when he came to us, he did the same thing.
yeah, he's a streaky player. I mean, look, and he does have a tendency to play better towards the end of the season, and he's a good playoff player. So I'm not going to knock that. Is Frank Vetrano going to lead the Rangers to the Cup? No, that's going to be Shesterkin or not Shesterkin. You know what I mean? Vetrano will give you some goals there, especially when it's already 2-3-0. He'll help you get that fourth goal for sure. But
I was just so I love that our third line is so good.
That's ridiculous.
You're right. It's like a second line.
Yeah.
It really, and that just chemistry. Marchment, I mean, you just rave about certain players this year.
Right.
Marchment is 17 goals. Lundell's got 18. Reinhardt's got 28. So we got 7 games left. I want to see Reinhardt get to 30. That would be awesome.
And Lundell and Marchment missed significant time.
Correct.
That line, without them missing that time, that line would have all 3 guys over 20, and Reinhardt probably going to get 30 from a third line. We've had decades where we didn't have a top line that did that.
So Lundell's missed 15 games if you do the math.
Yeah.
Got 7 games left, so that means 75 games total, and Lundell's only played 60. So imagine what he would have done with 15 more games.
Yeah, he'd have 20.
And it's a shame that he's not going to win the Calder because I still think all around he's the best player.
I agree. That'll pan out long term. You know what I mean? Yep. So, all right, guys, we appreciate the support. Keep an eye on the community posts. I'm going to be creating an email address for the questions for the Q&A with Stu and I. I'm gonna put that email address out today. I'll put it out on Twitter, and I'll put it out on YouTube on the community post, and then one day this week, maybe Wednesday, Stu and I will do the Q&A. So I'm going to send out, it'll be an email address, so that way I can keep it all in one space. And while Stu and I are on, I can just read the questions right from the emails.
Listen, I'm close to 900 followers on Twitter. I'd really like to get to 900. So I think I'm sick. I think I lost somebody. I'm 16 away. So if you were not following me, please give me a follow, and I'll.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, because it's entertaining, because at least once a week, Stu will tweet something late at night and then regret it in the morning and delete it. So we could take a poll on which is Stu going to delete this one or not.
Well, I was doing that when we lost the game, 2 a.m. I'm usually up pretty late.
Yeah, he's up late.
The last tweet that I put out that I took back was that one about Huberdeau and the Hart Trophy.
Yeah.
And I tagged like all the NHL Network people,
right?
But at least I got I got Dave Reed, almost every segment when they do the Panthers, Dave Reed is just all over us, praising us.
Yep. It was good to see. Yep.
And obviously we got Kevin Weeks as a big Panther advocate, and obviously Billy Lindsay. I don't even have to say anything, but.
All right, guys. We'll definitely have content out tomorrow, and we'll see you in the next one.